Good morning, 4 to 6 facilitators. These are just some ministry reminders. This is what you're going to do on Sunday when you arrive for your class. So basically, when you come to the church, you're going to enter the side door. You will find the person with a red name tag. That is the coordinator for the morning. This is going to be able to check you in. She needs to know when everyone from all the teams is there. So you're going to check in with them and then go to a tablet station and print your name tag. Since the 4 to 6 classes are upstairs, you're just going to go across the hall up the stairs. And the first thing you're going to do, now this is a little bit different than our other ministry teams. So especially if you're coming from a different team, this is important for you to know. You're going to come to this white cabinet in the upstairs. Okay, what you're going to do, there's a shelf. Our 4 to 6 classes are split into 3 rooms. There's a blue room, a green room, and a red room. So you're going to find your shelf. So if I'm serving on the green team, and if I'm not sure, I can look at my name tag that I printed downstairs and it has the color and your team written on it. So I'm going to find my shelf. I can take any supplies that I don't need with me during the morning and stick them on this shelf. This is a secure place to put them. And then I am going to grab one of the walkie-talkies. Now, you need to turn on your walkie-talkie for this class. So you're going to use the outside knob, and you want to turn it until you hear that click.
Power on. 16.
And you'll notice she said 16. That's the channel that it's on. The middle knob is the channel, and you can change
15.
that.
16.
You always want to be on 16. That's the walkie-talkie frequency that all the walkie-talkies are on in all of Children's Discipleship. The side of the walkie-talkie with the orange buttons, that's the talk button. And you'll see when you push the button down, the red light comes on. And you can hear me in the other walkie-talkies. So I'm going to take my walkie-talkie with me. I'm going to close the cabinet. And then I'm going to find the room that has my class sign outside of it. We try to rotate the starting room for the kids so they get an experience of a different rotation every week. So if I'm a green teacher, I'm going to find the green sign. And I'm going to take off the clipboard. I should always have these 2 things with me through the whole morning while I'm serving in 4 to 6. I should have a walkie-talkie and I should have a clipboard. You'll see the clipboard has your basic schedule that you will go through in the morning. And essentially, you're going to go in the class for check-in. You're going to go in the class where your sign is. On the tables, there will be some activities for you to engage in with the kids. You will play these, we call them welcome activities. We'll play those until the teacher for the day comes down to your class to tell you it's time for lesson and worship. This is where the kids are going to go down to the big room with the projector to have the actual lesson for their day. The teacher for the upstairs is who gives the lesson. You are mainly there in that room to help with some classroom management. And usually at this age, it's very minimal. Like if a child is just turning backwards in their seat or if they're not watching the teacher, you can just politely ask them to turn around. So you will be in your welcome room until the teacher comes. When the teacher comes, they will basically just tell you it's time to come down to class. You're going to have all your kids clean up all the bins, put all the supplies from each table into the welcome bin, stick it on the shelf in the room, and then pull the cover over. We tell the kids we're putting the toys to sleep. It's time to learn. We're going to go down and do our lesson, and then we're going to do our activities. So it's time to put the toys to sleep. You'll line up your class and review the classroom rules with them, and then you will walk them down to lesson and worship. And we try to have the classes kind of sit together. It makes it a little bit easier at dismissal. While you're in the lesson and worship room, the coordinator for the day is going to bring you a roster. Essentially, this is just a piece of paper that has all the kids that are checked into the system for your class. So what you want to do with your roster is you want to use the check-in boxes. It literally has a column that has check-in over it. So you want to make sure all the kids that were with you, that came down to lesson and worship with you, are checked in. Literally check the roster in the box for check-in. If there's someone in your class that is not visible on your roster, you want to write their name at the bottom. That way we can make sure that they are on the roster for the right room and they're in the right room. You can draw 2 boxes for them so you'll be able to check them in and still check them out. And if there's a child that is not present in the class that is on the roster for the day, you can just cross that out. A lot of times that can happen if a kid gets checked in and they print a name tag, but then the child decides they don't want to go to class. And that's totally fine, that happens. Once you guys are done with lesson and worship, you will go and be dismissed back to the classroom that you started for check-in. If you started in the bathroom room, then you will go from lesson and worship down to the bathroom first. If you were in the craft room or the game room, you're going to go to the craft room or the game room, and you will spend that time doing the activity in that room. And there's also an extra sheet on the shelves. There are bins there's a red bin, a blue bin, and a green bin. So when you go to the craft room, you get down the green bin. Those are all your supplies for the craft. The examples hanging on the shelf, and you hand out the craft and start the craft with your students. You will be in those rooms for 15 minutes. So the class that went down to the bathroom, when they get back, there's an activity for them to do in their room. And you will be in that room. The coordinator will come and tell you and give you a 2-minute warning when it's time for rotation. So you do not really have to worry about timing. You need to know where you're supposed to be, but the coordinator and the teacher are going to help you move through the morning in a timely manner. So you will be in that room. Say you're in the craft room. The teacher will come. She'll give you a 2-minute warning. In 2 minutes, we're going to move to the next station. You guys can get ready. If any of your kids are upset by that because they're not done, just tell them we can take this with us and help them pack it up, and you physically help them carry their supplies so that they know that it will be taken care of. And she will dismiss you in an orderly manner, so there's only one class in the hallway at a time. You will go through the 3 rooms, and when the parents come for checkout, they're going to do the same thing that you did. They're going to find the sign for your class, what room that you're at. Okay. When parents start arriving in the hallway for checkout, this should signal both you and your partner facilitator. One of you needs to keep playing with the kids and supervising them. One of you needs to get the clipboard with the roster and move to the door. You are the facilitator. If you move towards the door, you're the facilitator that's going to check the security tag. So you will physically get the security tag from the parent. You will call the student over. You will make sure that the 3-digit code on the security tag matches the 3-digit code on their name tag. You can have them throw their name tag in the trash. And if the parent is going to go pick up more children, you can hand them back their security tag, and they are ready to go, and you check them out on the roster. So you physically check the checkout box for that student. You will do that for all of your students. You'll notice max capacity for your rooms is 12. So that's how many kids max you will have on your roster. And then once everyone is checked out, you'll do the same procedure that we do in all the other rooms. You're going to take the thieves spray that's in the facilitator bin for that room, spray all the surfaces and the toys. And then you're going to take all the trash, tie up the trash bag, and put it outside your room. You can hang your clipboard back on the sign, take the walkie-talkie back to the cabinet, get your supplies if you left any on the shelf, and you are ready to go. Just basic information about the kids for this room. Obviously, 4 to 6 means they are 4 to 6 years old. All of these kids are in either late preschool or very early elementary. They love the teachers. They love the other students. They're in classes based on their small group area so that they can have more fellowship. And you are on their team for the entire ministry year so that they get used to and get to know you. If you have any further questions, please let me know. But these are the basic logistics that you're going to need for the morning.